Hey, Swindlers, Mr. Hartsfield here. I just started a quick, how long is this game? 15-minute game against Carl something or other. Okay. So he opened up with C3. I'm just going to play this live and kind of talk about what's going on. I think I'll just keep going. If you ever don't notice what your opponent's doing, just stick to your fundamentals. So this is a move. I don't know what the normal procedures are if you're doing a knight to c3. I don't know. Okay, so he has two knights out. So I keep developing normally, keep my head on my shoulders, and go from there. I don't need to be making crazy moves just because I don't know what my opponent's doing. So don't panic. Stick to your principles. Usually turns out okay. All right, here we go. So let's see here. Do I want to make this trade? If I take, he could take, I'll take, and then he takes, and he has a queen and knight out. So is that really what I want to do? Probably not. So should I just defend? I could defend my pawn with this pawn. If I go here, he takes, I take, he takes my queen. Well, I guess that'd be after that exchange. Could always bring my bishop right here. Is that what I want to do? So this is somewhere right away in the game. It's the spot I want to. I got 15 minutes. I want to use my time wisely. I don't want to move my f pawn. Just something I don't really like to do. Could. You always just take and let him have it. That's an option too. If I take, he takes. I don't have to take back. So that option. That's not bad actually. So I'm thinking about my candidate moves right now. What are the best moves I could do right now? If I push forward, that's silly. He'll just recapture. If I take, he'll take. A lot of calculations going on there. Again, I think he'd be up positionally in that. Could play it safe. If I move there, he could take. I could take back. Yeah, well, let's go with that. All right, so he moved pretty quickly. So how do I want to take? So if I take here, he'll just probably, he could take my queen. I could take back. If I take here and he takes with his knight, though, yeah, that's not bad. If I take, he takes back with his knight. I don't have to recapture. Yeah, let's do that. So he could take here. And if he does, I don't think I'm going to recapture with my knight. I think if he takes with his knight, I'm going to take his... If I took his queen, he would just take mine. All right, well, he didn't do that at all. So he wouldn't lose his right to castle right now. That's why I'm kind of worried about my right to castle. I think he's worried about his. I could pin his knight right here. That might be decent for me. I think that's a pretty good move right now. That's what I'm kind of looking at. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. So he could still take my queen. Our queens are staring. We got some tension going on right now. I'm just going to keep that tension. A lot of beginning players don't like tension. They want to get rid of it as soon as they can. So should I keep this pin or should I capture? I think I might just... If I capture, he could retake with his queen here. I'm going to be trading a bishop for a knight. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I think I do. And he'll probably... Oh, okay. I thought for sure he was going to recapture with his queen, but I guess he's trying to prop up this pawn here. Do I want to exchange queens? I think I might. And I could castle kingside. Might not be terrible. Is that worth it? If I wish I could get rid of this knight here. Maybe I'll do this, put some pressure on this knight, and so then if I do take the queen, he will lose his right to castle if he takes my queen back. That's what I'm thinking right now. Maybe he'll push his pawn forward to kick me out, and then I think if he does that, I'll just capture. If he moves this knight, I think I'll just capture. I guess he could move his knight here, and that'd be a pretty safe spot for him, but, you know. Okay, so he captures. How do I want to recapture here? With my... That'd be kind of nice. That's pretty... I'm liking the look of that. Keeping on that open file. That's a good spot for my rook. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. I like that position. Let's see what he does in response. I'm thinking he might do this still. I think I'll still capture. I don't mind not having a bishop pair, just to mess with his pawn structure. So right now he has some deviled pawns. My pawn structure is looking okay. Nothing too terrible. I wish I could mess up his queenside pawn structure a little bit more. So if he does push, I think I will take. Okay. Alright, so I'm kind of seeing this. If I go here, maybe my next move I could fork these two guys. But I think he's going to castle soon. So I don't know if I'll do that. I could take, and you recapture. I don't know if that would really help me out much. I kind of like the idea of this, just to see what happens. This pawn is also hanging, so I could probably pick that guy up too. This pawn is hanging right now as well, but I really want to get my knight here to fork that king and rook. I think he's going to see that, but who knows. So right off the bat, this game started with unfamiliar territory as far as openings go. That's why, like, if you can remember, you can memorize all the openings you want. It doesn't really make you the best player, you know. Okay. I think I'll just take this hanging pawn right here. Why not? Maybe, yeah, it's pretty good. See an attack here. I don't think that's going to be too beneficial for me. I still need to get my knight developed, and I would like to castle kingside here, just to get safe. I mean, this file is closed right now, but still, there's you know, attacks he can do. I want to try to avoid that. My opponent has quite a bit more time, 2 more minutes than me. I got 10 minutes. I've used a third of my allotted time. But I think I've been using my time pretty wisely right now. Alright, let's see. I think for my next move, I would like to get my knight developed. I think an f6 looks good, attacking his pawn right here. But then maybe I'll take out his defender. When he recaptures, I'll get up a pawn, trade my bishop for his knight, get up the exchange. Let's see. He's taking his time now. That's smart to do. We're not sure what to do. Got to worry about discovered attacks here. I don't really see any good discovered attacks, but if he could somehow put me in check with his bishop, he could pick up a rook there. But I don't see that happening anyway. It's raining pretty hard here. I don't know if you guys can hear that rain coming down, but here it is. Oof. Hope you guys are being safe out there. That's kind of crazy having to teach and learn from home for you guys, but it's not that bad. I like spending a little extra time with my family. It's been nice. A lot of chess is just a waiting game. Usually when your opponent is thinking, you should be thinking too. So I think I already kind of have my next move figured out if he doesn't do anything too threatening. Just keep on developing. You don't want to pre-move, but you want to have an idea. So you're always responding to what your opponent is doing. Taking his time. Alright, he's down to a little less than 10 minutes. So he's taking quite a bit of time on this move. I am up a pawn, and I like my position a little bit more than his right now. At least my pawn structure. I think I got a decent pawn structure. I did undouble his pawns, but I'm okay with that. Alright, he made a move. Let's see. Alright, that kind of changes my plans. I want to do this, but now he can recapture, and I can recapture, but then I'd have a messed up pawn structure. I could move my c-pawn here, kick him back a bit. Does he have any forks here he could do? That's no good. He get captured. No good. He get captured. That's decent right there. So if he goes here, he picks up a free pawn, and he puts me in check. So that's maybe something I should be aware of. But he also just unpinned. That's a discovered attack he just did. So he moved his knight here. He is now attacking my bishop. I could take his bishop with check. I think I might like that. And then if he recaptures with his rook, I could come up that exchange. So that's looking like a pretty good move, and I'm okay losing this pawn, and with that, my right to castle, though. So is that worth it? Is that a good exchange? I think it just might be. So I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to capture there. So I'm thinking, see, he can't recapture with this king. He could retreat. Okay, so he makes that move pretty quickly. I think I'm going to recapture. He's going to put me in check, I'm sure. Oh, okay, he didn't. What do I want to do? Okay. Okay, well, so he just pinned himself. Do you guys see that? So he put his king here. My rook is staring down that barrel. So what do you do to pin pieces? You put pressure on him. So I'm going to move my c-pawn there. He can't move this knight out of the way. That knight is done so. Maybe putting... No, he couldn't even do that. So he could put his bishop here to try to prevent that, but that would just lose a bishop. So this piece is gone. He just lost that. I don't think he has really much of a counter threats. I do still want to get my knight developed, but that's a free big cookie right there. So I'm going to take it my next turn, pretty sure. Yep. Okay. So you get out of the way. I'm going to take it. Free piece. You get recapture. That's fine. I'll take back with my rook. Let's see what he does with that. He might just want to, you know. Okay, he takes. There we go. Let's take back. All right, I'm up by 6 points. Looking pretty good. My plan now is just to develop my knight and to castle. All right. Getting his rook on open file, so he could just take right there. I could just defend by doing that. Now that piece is no longer hanging. So I just looked at what his plan was, and I tried to stop it. So his plan was to take my pawn. I said, no, I don't want you to take my pawn. So I tried to do something to stop that from happening. So now he's creating another threat, attacking my rook. I don't want to lose my rook for no reason, so I'll probably just get it out of the way. Question is to where? I think to here. This piece is now hanging. He probably needs to defend it or move it out of the way somewhere. Or I'm going to gobble it up. Gabagool. I still want to get my bishop developed. So, or not bishop, my knight. So I'm going to develop my knight. Keep on my plan. I do want a castle just to get my rook on this open D file. I think is my plan. And I'm going to just do that. So I think I don't know what he was thinking with that move. Maybe he wants to take out this pawn, but this pawn's defended by my rook here. So not too worried with that. Okay. He's doing some business. I'm going to put some pressure on that. rook right there. Threaten it. Got this piece. Maybe he'll drop this back and defend his pawn. We'll see what he does with that. I kind of want to double up my rooks and get a back rank checkmate here. I can't put my rook here because his bishop will take it. So my plan right now is to slide my rook over to the d file and try to get a little battery going with both my rooks and hopefully overpower him and get a back rank checkmate. So that's my plan right now. And as you've seen, my plans are always changing. So he does this and this changes my plan. So I can't defend with my pawn here is what I want to do because his bishop is attacking. Okay, so right now this knight is hanging, but I still have this pawn that I was looking to take, and I would also be attacking his knight or rook. So yep, that's a pretty good move for me. Not what I wanted to do, but that's what my opponent allowed me to do. So I'm still picking up material. Cool beans, right? Let's see how he responds. We both have about 7 minutes on the clock. He did that last move a little quickly. So once you start making mistakes, it kind of snowballs. So what I see right now is I got this square defended, the D1 square. Oh, I just did a misclick. I did not mean to do that. That was bad. Okay, so that was just user error. He's going to pick up that free piece. So I just gave him a minor piece for free on accident. I was trying to show you what my plan was. I wanted to put my rook here and then slide him over for a checkmate right there. But that was a misclick. So what you going to do about it? I do have pretty good pawn. I have way more pawns than he does. So maybe I'll just play it slow. Go to the end game and promote. This pawn is hanging right now. So I do want to try to protect him. I'm going to do that. It's just something I saw. I wanted to kind of clean it up. So I'm going to play a little safer. See how that goes. I still could try to double up my rooks. Okay. That might give me an excuse. So right now he's attacking my b pawn. I'm going to slide this back here just to pretend like I'm protecting, which I actually am. But eventually I want to slide my rook over to d7 so I could checkmate back here. Let's see if that'll be successful or not. I think it's a pretty obvious attack. So I'm guessing he's going to see that if I was to ever slide my rook over. But who knows? Let's see how he responds. Really boring outside. About 5 minutes on the clock for him. I'm doing a little bit better on time. So that's always good. You always want to be on top of the clock if you can. Okay, so what is the point of that move? Moving his bishop here. I don't think he's attacking here. I was going to move this. Let's see if he notices. So my next move hopefully will be checkmate. I assume he's going to see that and move any of his pawns to stop that from happening. But let's see what he does. He could also move his bishop here to prevent that from happening. So yeah, he does have ways out of it, but let's see. I also like this move. Push my pawn forward. That's more of just a pesky move. Doesn't really solve a whole lot. I do want to push my pawns, try to promote eventually. Okay, so he didn't see that threat, and this is going to be checkmate. Alright. Baroque wins the game. Alright, let's look. That didn't count as a blunder. Game report. Let's see. Well, analysis. Let's get an analysis going. So after I play, I usually just like to look at my game and see what I did right, what I did wrong. Is this the same thing going on? It is the same thing. Okay. Alright, so it says I made no blunders, which is good. Oh, no mistakes. That's good too. And looks like 3 inaccuracies. So I guess this opening, let's see, analyze. It's the reverse Nimzowitsch. Okay. So I didn't know how to defend against that. So I just played sound chess, which happened to be a book move. That's good. Staying in front. Right right off the bat, I didn't. This was uncharted territory for me, so I just tried to play smart chess. He's attacking my pawn. I'm defending my pawn. He attacks my pawn again. I defend my pawn again. I guess the best move was to take, but you live and you learn. Okay. So this is okay. So the computer's saying he should have taken here, and I think both of us were thinking that. That was one of my inaccuracies right there. I like that, but okay. Good move. Good move. Another inaccuracy. I use my bishops a lot to pin. Okay, so taking my rook was the best choice. That's good. I'm glad I did that. I just wanted to get my rook on that open file. That's where rooks like to be. All right. From here, I think it was pretty... All right, so this is a big mistake on his part because he dropped his bishop there. And that ended up like a good exchange for me. So whenever you're in these positions where they're kind of tight and you're not really sure if you're going to come out on top, that's a good spot just to sit, to think, figure out what the best moves are. Not all moves are going to take the same amount of time to kind of calculate. So when you do get to a spot where you have a feeling, at least I have a feeling whenever I get to a position that this is a position I need to stop and think and maybe calculate a little bit more. So I'm coming up. So this is one of the positions in this game that my opponent calculated poorly and made a mistake. So I ended up coming up that exchange, and that's kind of how you win those mini victories where you're picking up pieces. So now I'm up by 6 already, and then the rest of the game was just kind of sweeping up the pieces for me. He dropped a couple of pawns there. I don't know. Missing this checkmate is pretty silly. Whenever you see 2 rooks lined up in a battery, you got to be thinking that there's some trouble brewing. So I don't know how you missed that, but we all make mistakes there. So overall, pretty cool game. I just wanted you guys to hear my thought process as I'm playing. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Maybe I'll do some more of these if you like them. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. All that good stuff. Add me on chess.com. Get on Chess Kids, all you kids out there. Shoot me a challenge. Maybe I'll do some analysis of some games from kids in class. All right. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy your extended break. Bye, guys.